What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Raider Chaos, in the building, out here in Denver, Colorado, kicking up dust, not giving a what. You know how we do up in here. Well, you've seen it. Um, the question of the day is, what do the Raiders do now? I see a typo. I do apologize. I do apologize. Um, it's a big question right now. we I personally I still feel like we need a quarterback. I still feel like we need to figure out something to do with this 13th pick. Um yeah, so let's get into it. How's everyone doing this weekend? It's a lovely afternoon out here in Denver, Colorado. It was sunny and 70 degrees, but the weather is bipolar out here, so um it is not sunny no more. It is a cloudy day again. But yeah, let me ask you guys. I just want to pick some brains. I just want to chat a little bit. Um, Answer any questions that might be in the chat. Um, See how everybody's feeling about that 13th pick. We got the 13th pick in the overall 2024 draft, which is when is the draft? Hold on. The 89th annual meeting of the draft is scheduled to be April 25th through the 27th of 2024. It'll be at the campus, Martius Park, and Hart Plaza in Detroit, Michigan. So they're having the 2024 NFL draft in Michigan this year. Last year it was in Vegas. Whoop de whoop. Let's look at the draft order. I'll be really honest with you guys. I personally still feel like we need a quarterback in the first round of the draft. I really feel like I don't want to go into the same situation as last year with Garoppolo, AOC, Brian Hoyer type situation. I would rather go into the 2024 season with Gardner Minshew, AOC, and then somebody we select in the first round. Um, it feels like we've already tried. It kind of sounds like we've already tried to move up to like that number 3 spot because Antonio Pierce really wants Jaden Daniels because that's who he used to coach for. It's looking like that's going to be a little bit more expensive now. I really feel like if we were to move up to like the top 5, I feel like it's going to cost at least a couple firsts, couple seconds. I kind of feel like, I mean, I know they don't want to trade away Devontae Adams, but I mean, if you're not, if the organization is not willing to give up that many draft picks, I mean, you pretty much have to give up a player at this point. And there's only really like two. There's only like two that like really stand out that you could even trade off at this point. One of them being Max Crosby, and that's never going to happen. The other one being Devontae Adams, and it seems like they kind of want him to finish out his career in Las Vegas, which I'm very, very happy about. But, well, let me ask you guys this. Um, Would you be willing to trade off Davante Adams for a quarterback? Mm, that's a good question. I feel like at this point, I mean, I wouldn't want to see Adams go, but he's one of my favorite wide receivers right now. But I mean, we kind of need a quarterback for the future. I believe it's been since 2007 since we selected somebody in the first round as a quarterback. And I feel like this is the year to do it again. I really feel like we need to go quarterback first round no matter who drops to us. And I really feel like um I've heard people say, "Oh, like we need to trade down and get more picks." Like I feel like the defensive side of the ball is, I mean, we do have some pieces that we need, but I don't want to trade out of the first round. Like I really don't. This is what I don't want to do. I do not want to go into the season with Gardner Minshew as like the number one, AOC as number two, and then do what we did last year and wait till like the third or fourth round to get a QB. And then we end up selecting a quarterback that's not like a top 10 quarterback. I feel like with that 13th pick, it still allows us to get a top 10 quarterback coming out of college right now. Who that may be, I don't know. But how do you trade up to like number 3? Are the Patriots willing to trade up for us? Let's look at it. Let's go to the draft order. So, number 1, the Bears. We obviously know they're going with Caleb Williams. Number 2, Washington Commanders. 3 is the Patriots. 4 is the Cardinals. 5 is the Chargers. 6 is the Giants. 7 is the Titans. 8 is the Falcons. The Bears have the number 9th pick. 10th is the Jets. 11 is the Vikings. 12 is the Broncos, and the Raiders are at 13. And Cardinals Saints are at 14. Now, we already know the top 3 need quarterbacks. Does that mean that the Cardinals will not draft a quarterback? I don't know. Could we trade with the Cardinals? I wonder what it would cost to trade up to the Cardinals. What would it cost to trade up to the Cardinals, number 4th pick? The Chargers probably wouldn't want to trade with us. The Giants? Could we trade with the Giants to get that number 6? Wonder what that would cost. You could probably trade with the Giants from or number 7 with the Titans. The Falcons may not select a quarterback in the first. The Falcons just got Kirk Cousins. I don't know if they're going to want a quarterback. I mean, do we settle for trading up to like the 6th or 7th to get a higher quarterback? I mean, we could have probably traded with the. We could have probably traded with the Titans. We could have traded off Renfro to the Titans and then sent him a pick to get like number 7. Maybe, we don't know. Really fast. Let's go look at the top quarterbacks. The top 10 quarterbacks. What is going on? What is going on? Okay. Caleb Williams, ranked number 1 from USC. Williams is an incredibly talented player. With natural gifts, even other quarterback ones do not have. His issues are more from lack of consistency than ability in any area. This is a quarterback with franchise-changing talent that is worthy of a number 1. Drake May, number 2 from North Carolina. May's arm talent alone puts him in the first round in top 10 conversation, though his ball placement and decision-making, including sacks taken, need improvement. He has all the talent, tools you want to bet on as a franchise quarterback. 3, Jaden Daniels from LSU. Daniels' rushing ability and fundamentals give him a high floor as a player who can put a ton of stress on a defense. His arm talent is good enough to give him a decently high ceiling and makes him worthy of a first-round bet to make. 4, J.J. McCarthy from Michigan. McCarthy is not a finished product, but he is growing. He is a growing quarterback with experience in a pro-style offense and good tools, physical and mental, to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. 5, Bo Nix from Oregon. Nix's experience manifests in the form of pre-snap reads, play under pressure, and avoiding negatives. His footwork needs to be more disciplined, and he will make some time to really read progressions better in the NFL. But he is a quarterback with starting caliber tools in his arm and his legs with added out-of-structure playmaking. So he's good at extending plays. Number 6, Michael Penix Jr. from Washington. Penix Jr. has an NFL-level arm talent in addition to 2 years of good health and top-tier production in a spread-out shotgun offense. However, to become a consistent starter and top 15 quarterback in the league, he will need to clean up his footwork, throw with more anticipation and touch, which will improve ball placement, as well as be willing to attack the middle of the field. Number 7, Spencer Rattler, South Carolina. Rattler has a mature game with fundamentals and pocket presence in addition to good accuracy in and out of structure. His arm is adequate, but he needs to continue to improve at seeing additional coverage defenders post-snap. He projects as a day 2 quarterback with starting potential. Quarterback number 8, Michael Pratt from Tulane. Pratt's clean fundamentals and impressive touch throws make him an intriguing quarterback Even with smaller measurables, his arm strength limits his ability to push the ball vertically, but feel he has good enough feel for the game to garner a potential starter label. Number 9, Jordan Travis from Florida State. Travis is a good athlete, a tough competitor, and a quarterback who has great intangibles for out of structure plays. He's good at extending plays. His follow through fundamentals are a mess, likely due to him needing more power on most throws, which leads to inconsistencies. He is a developmental quarterback who will be a fan favorite no matter where he goes, likely on day 3. His follow through fundamentals are a mess. Okay. And number 10, quarterback Austin Reed, Western Kentucky. They don't really have anything on him right now. So those are your top 10 quarterbacks. I feel like we need at number 13, we have to go quarterback first round. I don't care if it's 32nd pick. I don't care if it's a 6th pick. I don't care if it's a 12th pick, 13th, whatever. Like, I don't want to see us trade down. This is the thing. I don't want to have another season like last year where we start Jimmy Garoppolo / Gardner Minshew, and then we have AOC at number 2, and then we pull somebody off of our practice squad, you know what I mean, or we draft somebody in the 5th round. That's what I don't want to. I don't want to go into like the same situation as last year, which could happen. But I feel like with that 13th pick, we go to whatever. I feel like we need to go whichever quarterback, the best available quarterback, not just best available player, best available quarterback. You tell me what you guys think. Best available player or best available quarterback? We have not drafted a quarterback in the first round since 2007. It's time. Just draft somebody. Give these guys competition. If you can't trade up, just draft who's ever available. I was really hoping AOC would develop quick enough to where he would be good enough to be a starter, but I think he needs a little bit more time to develop. I was really glad to see that he grew over like the 10 weeks that he was in. I was really happy about that. But, I mean, he did have a couple good games, and then he had some terrible games, some ups and downs. But we can't really hate on him for that because he had a terrible offensive coordinator. And we basically had a rookie quarterback and a rookie offensive coordinator and a rookie coach, which was a defensive-minded coach. So, I mean, we can't put really like a lot of that on him as far as his development. But I think with hopefully Luke Getsky is like a better offensive coordinator than Bo Hardegree was. But I'm really hoping that he'll get some time to develop. I really want to see us just grab somebody in the first round. I mean, if we can't move up, if it's going to cost too much to move up, just stay where we're at and then just pick somebody. Grab a, who was it? Let's see. Who was it? So we know the first 3 are going to be off the board. Williams, May, Daniels, JJ McCarthy. Let's see this draft order. Um, the Cardinals may or may not draft a quarterback. The Chargers are not. The Giants probably will. So if we're going off of, um, let's just say JJ McCarthy gets picked by them, the Giants. Then you got the Titans. What's the Titans' depth? Let's see what their quarterback depth is. Okay, so they have Will Levis, which they drafted last year, Mason Rudolph, and Malik Willis. So, man, I don't know if they'll grab anybody. I don't see the Falcons grabbing anybody. The Bears, they probably won't grab another one. Then you got the Jets. Jets. So you know the Vikings are going to grab somebody because they don't have Cousins. So then let's just say Bo Nix is off the thing, off the board. Can we get a Michael Penix? Who was I looking at? The Jets. Jets depth chart. Let's see who the Jets have. Okay, so the Jets have Aaron Rodgers, Tyrod Taylor, and Zach Wilson. So you know they're gonna run with A-Rod, but are they gonna draft somebody and drop Zach Wilson because they know he's not the guy, or not? But let's just go worst case scenario right now. Let's go worst case scenario right now. Let's say they draft Penix Jr. So let's say Penix Jr. is off the table, off the board. Then you got the Vikings. They're gonna draft somebody because they don't have one. So let's say there goes Spencer Rattler. The Broncos are going to take somebody. So there goes Michael Pratt. We could be down to like the 9th or 10th at this point. So would you want to take a Jordan Travis or an Austin Reed? So worst case scenario, if you want like, man, even to get like a top 5 quarterback, we have to trade up to even to get a top 5 quarterback, you got to trade up to number 5 or 6. What would it cost? What would it cost to trade up to number 5? What would it cost to trade up to number 5 or 6? Let's just, man, even to get to number 7. I wonder what the Titans would take. Think you could get away with 2 firsts? Think you can get away with 2 firsts? Maybe a third? Think that would be possible? Man, this is tough. It's tough being a GM. Dude. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I feel like that Justin Fields trade messed everything up. I thought it blows my mind that the Steelers only gave up a conditional sixth round for Fields. I mean, if we would have traded for Fields, if we would have traded for Fields, we wouldn't need to get a quarterback this year. Honestly, because we would have Justin Fields on his rookie deal still, Gardner Minshew and AOC. We wouldn't even have to draft anybody this year. But it kind of looks like we weren't even like in the mix for it, from what it sounds like. And what really throws me off even more is the fact that they're saying that Justin Fields chose to go to the Steelers after the Wilson trade. So he chose to be a backup as opposed to the other teams that were in the mix to be a possible starter. That's crazy to me. You know, now that the Falcons have Kirk Cousins, I wonder if they would be willing to trade down. Because I mean, even if you could get to like the number 7 or 8 spot, you're still getting like let's see. So we said Williams, May, Daniels. They'll probably go wide receiver. Chargers won't get a quarterback. Then you got the Giants. So then you're looking at J.J. McCarthy, the Titans. Let's just say they don't. Okay. And the Falcons, then you're still looking at a Bo Nix or a Penix. That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know if they would be willing to give up. It sounds like they're just not willing to give up any first round picks to get their guy. You know? But imagine if we had Fields. We could have had Fields. We could have gave up like a third or a fourth for Fields. Then used our first round on like the best defensive player available. And then we would have had Fields, Minshew, and AOC. That's what I was hoping for. That's what I was wanting. So, man, it like irritates me that we might go back into we might have a repeat of the 2023 season. I mean, the good thing, the upside though, is like we have a better coach this year. Minshew will be a better quarterback than Garoppolo. We still have thousands of offensive weapons, even though we let Josh Jacobs walk and got rid of Renfro. Still have thousands of weapons. We got our defensive tackle on the defense. We're gonna have like a solid. We're gonna have a better defensive line than we did last year, and last year was great. But I think you're gonna see like a top. You're gonna see a. Dude, you're probably gonna. We're probably gonna have a top 5 defensive line. Um, the only thing I'm kind of worried about is defensive backs. I mean, we've let 2 walk already, Robertson and Hall. Um, man, see if we could have got Fields, man, we could be using that 13th pick for like the best corner available. You know what I mean? We don't need it. We don't need to go DT first round. But now it's looking like we need to. It's looking like we should go quarterback first round. Defensive back second round. Um, man, I don't know. What do we do, Raider Nation? What do we do? We need a QB, but it's looking like, dude, it's looking like we might have to settle for like Jordan Travis or Austin Reed. But the thing about it though is like if you don't get one of those guys, then you're not getting a top 10 quarterback coming out of college. We have to. We have to have a top 10 quarterback coming out of college. We can't do this every year. We gave Derek Carr 9 years. So from 2007, so that's 2017, that's 10 years. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's 16 years. We haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round for 16 years. And 9 of those 16 was Carr. We have to go quarterback first round. We have to go quarterback first round. I feel like, man, so I'm not sure who we're connected with. I don't know. I'm not sure who Tom Telesco is connected to besides the Chargers. Um, but I think we could make a trade with the. I think we could trade up to like 6, 7, or 8. You know what I mean? We could trade up to 6, 7, or 8. If we could trade up to 6, 7, or 8, then we're looking for. Well, let me see. Then we're looking at. Then we're looking at. We can at least get J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, or Michael Penix. Would Raider Nation be happy with J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, or Michael Penix Jr. if we traded up to 6, 7, or 8? Would we be happy? I would be happy. I would be happy. Because then you're looking at Minshew as like your bridge quarterback. Start him, fill him. If he goes down, AOC comes in and give like the future quarterback some time to like sit behind these guys and learn. Man, I want to do a mock draft. Mock draft simulator. See. Let's see if we can trade up. and try to charge me to make trades. That's some dumbass shit. Crap, dude. Come on, man. Where? Dang. Okay, hold on. Let's start over. Hold on. Let's do this. Try this again. Slow. Let's try to. Could we get away with the first and a second next year? Oh. Oh, okay. Let's try this. Let's try to see what it would take to get to the number 4. Ooh, can't even get to number 4 with 2 firsts. Let's try to get to number 4 with. Let's try this again. First and a second. See. Oh, we got into the 4th with a first and a second. Next year's second. That's not bad. Yeah, they're not going. I don't know if Jaden Daniels would be available right there, though. I don't think he would be available. They're going to go quarterback. Okay, let's restart. Let's restart. Let's see what it'd take to get to number 5. Chargers will not be getting a quarterback. Let's go first to second. Second. Can we get our quarterback with a first this year's first, a second, and next year's second? Let's see. See if it works. No? They're not willing to deal with this? Okay. Let's try to move up to New York. Let's try to move up to number 6. This is confusing. Okay. Let's try to move up to number 6. Let's go first and a second this year. 2-6. No? Okay. Let's try to move. Okay. Let's try this again. First, a second, and second for the 6th pick. A first and a second next year to get to the 6th spot. Dude, and you can still have a top 5. That's actually not a bad gig right there. Let's try it a different way. Let's try it a different way. Let's see if we can give up a first this year. Oh. To the Giants. Let's try this. Let's go first. Let's go a second this year, a first and a second next year for the 6th. Oh, damn. Let's see if they would do. See if the Giants would do this. A first, a third, a second, a first and a third this year, next year's second. Damn. So to go number 6, it's going to cost. So it has to be first, second. A first and a second this year and a second next year. Is that what it is? First and a second this year and a second next year. So look, for a first and a second this year, a second next year, we could trade with the Giants and get the number 4th quarterback off the board. Is that something that's interesting? Is that interesting enough? It's not a bad gig, man. It's not a bad gig. Let's do like a restart, and then we're just going to try to trade up to the number 7 spot. see what it takes to get to number 7. Hold on. 7th is the Titans. See what we could offer them. I'm just kind of spitballing here. Can we get a first and will they accept the first and let me see. No. So that won't work. Can we get it with the first and the second this year? Can we get it? Can we get it? Oh no. More? They want more? Okay, let's see. Let's go first and the second and the third next year for the 7th pick. Huh? Dang, dude, they want. Yeah. First and the second this year and the second next year. Let's see. First and the second this year and the second next year. Dang, dude, that's what it takes? Well, it's probably going to cost first and the second this year. First and the second this year and a second next year to move up to like the 5 or 6 spot. Or 5, 6, or 7 spot. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Do we do that, or because if we trade a first and a second this year, then we're looking at drafting defense in round number 3. Is that the way that we go? Do we move up to 6, 7, or 8 and get a top 5 quarterback, or do we settle for the lower end of the top 10 quarterbacks and just stay at number 13? That's a good question. I mean, at this point, you're looking at like, you could always trade Davante Adams somewhere. The Chargers won't take that trade because they're in salary. They're trying to fix their salary cap. The Giants would take Adams in a heartbeat. Or not the Giants. Sorry, I'm thinking about the Jets. But yeah, I don't know. It's looking like we're gonna have to give up a first and a second this year and a second next year to move up into like the top 10 somewhere. Is that what we do? Do we trade Adams and move up into the top 10 spot? Or do we stay at 13 and take the quarterback who falls to us? Or do we trade down for more picks? That is the question of the day. What to do with the 13th pick? I appreciate those for tuning in. Leave your comments in the comment section. I will leave with this first thought. I will leave with this final thought. I believe that we should definitely take a quarterback in the first round. I'm debating. I mean, it doesn't sound like they're going to trade away Adams, so it's looking like we're going to stay at the number 13th pick. At least at the 13th pick, you can still get like a top 10 quarterback coming out of college. That's what we need. That's what we need. That's what we need. All right, guys. Salute. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe out there. Much love.